In a new interview, actress Ellen Barkin is looking back at her testimony during the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial. She says she was proud to be identified as a truth teller in the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial. But was she telling the truth? Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. Guys, it's almost been a year since the Johnny Depp trial started, and one of those witnesses was actress Ellen Barkin. Ellen was a ex of Johnny's. They dated way back, well, not too far ago, but 30 years or so ago. And she did not look back as fondly as everybody else. She was really the only person who dated Johnny who seemed to have some anger. Johnny has later said that it was, she was upset with the fact that he just wasn't as into her, and she was sort of upset at how the relationship ended. And I guess there was some bitterness in how things went. And Ellen seems to definitely hold a grudge against Johnny. I'm going to call it like I saw it in that trial. At the same time, she's doing this interview for HuffPo, promoting her new show Poker Face, where she's talking about how she's fresh out of all my F's. She just does not give an F anymore about anything. And while she details a lot of stories from her, experience as an actress on sets, a number of toxic sets that she worked on in her career, which I'm not going to say are lies. Like, I don't know. It sounds like it's credible given the way the industry was. I'm here to focus on the Johnny Depp portion because in this article, she makes a comment. She says very specifically, as she talks about the testifying during the Amber Heard case, she recalled asking why she was subpoenaed, and she was told every lawyer in the room she wouldn't lie. And that was the nicest thing anyone ever said. She remarked, I felt more proud of myself then. And I was like, the truth, that's the truth. I won't lie. So she refused to lie. In fact, Barkin considered it her duty. I've never met Amber Heard in my life, but I know what I know about Johnny. He never touched me, but I saw V and I saw him I got to say that careful, an angle. What? An AD, assistant director. Something she's never mentioned before, by the way. You'd think she'd mention that in her depositions when they asked about that. No, she never brought that up until now in this interview. He did throw a wine bottle, but I didn't feel at the time that testifying was an act of bravery. I just felt it's what you do. All right. Well, first of all, I'm thrown by this AD story that she's never brought up. You'd think through all of this, that would have been something that would have come up and she would have mentioned. But I want to go back to the part of, she doesn't lie. She says right here, that's the truth. I won't lie. And I wouldn't lie, right? That's her quote here. Well, let's look at this again. I've never met Amber Heard in my life. Huh. Thank you to Arwen Sparrow for bringing this to our attention in a new interview. Yep. I'm proud to identify by lawyers as someone who wouldn't lie. I've never met Amber Heard in my life. Oh, yeah, really? Huh. Wait a second. So let's go to this article in question from 2012. Where Ellen Barkin met Amber Heard. Now, wait, I got more. Don't dip out yet because it's not just this. I got some more. But here's Amber Heard joining Ellen Barkin and stylist Christina Ehrlich, picture below, for an intimate dinner to feat the fall-winter 2012 collection of Loren Scott at the Rose Bar inside New York City's Gramercy Park Hotel on Thursday, February 17th. Now, other guests there, Mick Jagger, Jared Leto. This was, a dinner. A lot of people were there. Okay, fine. But here we have this image of her with a stylist and Ellen and Amber clearly together. Now, right out the gate, I'm like confused because it's like, all right, well, you met her. Now, all right, maybe she just happened upon her at this dinner and, she doesn't remember. Okay, right? Let's give her maybe that benefit of the doubt. Here's where it's problematic for me. Amber was seeing Johnny at that point. Now, you could argue, well, they didn't start dating until early 2012, Andy, so who knows? But they met in 2009 during the Rum Diary. Now, he was still with Vanessa Paradis, and let's be honest, I don't believe they met at 2012. They met clearly before that during the shooting of the film is when they, fell in love, etc. It just seems very clear. So, all right, let's at least say they were together by 2011. And then officially, publicly by early 2012. So it's just odd because this date is early 2012. So you'd think it's either just creepy that Amber's there making sure she gets a photo with Johnny's ex. Like, did she do this on purpose? Did that not want to come up? Like, oh, I'm seeing Johnny. Like, did she not want to mention that? Maybe that's why Amber stayed apart, right? Maybe that's why. And maybe they didn't sit together. And maybe this was just a one-off event where, Andy, let's not overthink things. I don't think they saw. Well, wait a second. What? Wait a second. That's not the same outfit. Those are different outfits. So wait, they're sitting next to each other at a dinner at a separate occasion. All right, now wait a second. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, Ellen. I don't want to call you a liar. You said you never met her in your life. Okay, maybe you met her this one time. You posted some photos, sure, and you forgot. But then you did it again. I had to figure out, well, when was this? And so I Googled, I used the Getty image and the Google Lens search. And yeah, this is also from a connected event from that 2012 New York fashion show event. But here they are. You can see at the dinner table, knives, etc. This time they're sitting together. And this was pictured the night before on the 16th, where Just Jared says here this was on, tells this happened on February 17th. So they were hanging out 2 nights in a row. 2 nights in a row, they met. And this image, I'm sorry, this image seems to even more define them as, yeah, they ate dinner together at this intimate dinner. So they had to have had some moments of conversation. So this isn't just like I took a picture, blah, 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 blah. These 2 people met at least twice. Now, my problem is you said you never lie. Well, okay, well, you just did. Now, granted, you may have forgotten, so let's give that a benefit. Okay, she forgot, guys. She wasn't lying. She forgot. Well, then how the hell are we supposed to believe that you know what the hell happened with Johnny back 30 years ago if you can't remember even half that time? You can't remember 15 years ago? So now you're going to, I guess, what is it, 10 years ago? You can't remember 10 years ago, but we're supposed to believe you remember all the details of 30 years ago. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I mean, technically, yeah, Ellen, you're caught lying. You knew her. And it makes me question, if you really give 0 Fs, which is what she says in this article over and over again, I give 0 fuck Fs anymore. I just don't care anymore. Well, then it also gives me a pause. Does that mean you're willing to defend a friend at all costs? Does that mean you just don't care anymore? You're going to do whatever the hell you want, including lie, even though you say you're not? And this whole thing just unravels. I mean, why would you say such a stupid thing, Ellen Barkin? I don't get it. And where on earth did this come from? We're talking about an AD that you, what? Why didn't that come up in the trial? It's literally, how is that not relevant? I don't understand how that's not relevant. Maybe she did and it was cut out because they're like, well, that's a separate case. And that was hearsay. I don't know, but then they allowed her to talk about the wine bottle and everything else. So it seems super odd, unless that wasn't true. And now she's again posting more lies. All I know is I don't give an F. I'm all fresh out of Fs. That's the truth. She's 68. She just doesn't care anymore. She's much less beloved by that her fans as trolls malign her for it. Injustice against anyone simply makes her blood boil. Well, dude, talk about injustice. I can't watch an underdog or a minority or a woman or a child or a person of color. I can't see it. I go mental. Oh, there it is. She can't. It's just, if you're a man, well, suck it up, dude, because you're not going to get any attention from Ellen Barkin. You have to be a woman, person of color, all these things. Sorry, where was it here? I don't know. I guess I just feel like I'm a human being and I'm obliged to stand up for my fellow man when they need help, unless you're an actual man. It sounds corny as S, but the older I get, the more I just say this cannot stand with my mouth closed. But then, Ellen, if you don't give 0 Fs, why didn't you call out? Look, you may not like Johnny. I don't know what the bad blood is here. I don't know the backstory. You may have had your issues, but come on. You want to support this girl? Sure seems like you guys are close enough that you had dinner a couple nights together. That's definitely meeting someone, for the record. What is this? Why are you covering up for her? Didn't you listen to audio tapes? I don't get it, Ellen. Come on. If you don't give 0 Fs, then throw Amber under the bus like she deserves, because she was caught. She's the one who deserves to be exposed. The injustice was against Johnny. And you may have seen him throw a wine bottle or be whatever. That does nothing to do with the relationship with Amber, which you seem to just give 0 Fs about. So anyway, this frustrates me. Ellen Barkin, I called you out. Yes, you did tell a lie. You're now caught telling a lie. And you are caught doing it. And why are you out there? I could deal without all those men. Okay, well, look, I don't want to discredit some of the experiences you've had on set. I believe you had some. I do. I'm not trying to deny everything here. And some of the stuff she describes in this profile from HuffPo is pretty gross and awful, how they treated her on some of these sets, apparently. And so maybe that's where this comes from. The bias comes from. But not all men are created equal, and not all men are, evil people. Johnny definitely wasn't an evil person, and it was really disappointing to see you come out of to do your civic duty and just focus on that. And it's really more frustrating now to do a press tour almost a year later and say you never met the woman when you clearly did. You clearly did. Not once, but twice. What do you guys think about this? I want to make sure we always get the truth about this stuff out there. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that bell for all alerts as well, and smash that like button if you like what we're saying here. Leave a comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts, and we will be live later today. We got some news coming in. You're not going to miss it, so stay tuned for more here on Popcorn Planet.